different answers coming out here. Gods beating down Apple Bottom Boys, taking down Cashed Out Gaming, preventing that rematch with Empire, who, by the way, took down the Legends Division champions in Roar and defeated GT Sabres in the matchup we never got to see in the playoffs.
Yeah, and then let's talk about something else. These two teams have so many parallels. If you go back into their total season, like win-lose ratio, they are exactly the same. Before playoffs, they were both 7-3, and then after this, they both won 2 games to each other. Like they both have the same records, same win-loss ratio. These two teams are toe to toe if you look at the graphs.
Indeed, and not only that, there's parallels with their champ pools as well, especially if we look into the mid lane. Corki, one of the main picks for Anime Grill, and same for Burger King. So I can't wait to see how Corki works into this whole champ select, because yeah, we're playing on the latest patch. It's the first patch, I believe, after the preseason changes got put in. So all the initial nerfs and buffs came in, and a lot of the items and mage items that got nerfed, Corki is untouched by, because he builds AD items but does magic damage. So I can't wait to see how this is gonna go. But here we are. We're heading into
Yeah,
champ
and
select
then
right
as you
now.
can see, here are the two teams. So we have Macklin in the top lane, Pack in the jungle, Burger in the mid lane, Chime and Kai are both in the bot lane. And now for the Empire Gaming side, we have Broken Legend in the top lane, Trashman in the jungle, Hot Asian Grill in the mid lane, Architect and Don Lino in the bot lane. I think my fan favorite lane this game is going to be both in the mid lane and in the bot lane. I want to see Don Lino pop off. Even though I love the TheVerge boys, they are my squad, Don Lino has just stolen my heart with so many amazing plays that we got to see from him in a very short time. Now look at those bans, and tell me about those bans.
Well, honestly, I'm seeing support bans and Viego. So the Rakan is actually a really good one. He can work with a lot of different team compositions, and also Architect really likes to play Xayah. So pulling the Rakan out of there to get those extra buffs with the Xayah is really, really good. Viego and Xin Zhao really targeting Trashman in the jungle, which is very interesting. But there's a champion that I don't see. That's Corki.
Yeah, I don't see the Corki either because, listen, both teams like to play the Corki. I'm gonna talk about the Mundo. Mundo has been a very, very oppressive champion, both in the meta and in the LAS League, so it's a no-brainer that he is gone, alongside killing a very safe pick for Chime. Like, I want to mention that I believe that this game is going to be a do or die depending on the weakest links of both teams. And you better make up for those losses. And oh my god, speaking of the Corki, he is right there. Already getting 2 marksmen, with one being the Xayah and then the second one being the Corki. Now, here's the thing. Both players being Corki, so that means that Burger knows what Corki's counters are. And now I just love. Oh my god, the Vladimir! They left it open. I forgot about it. I just don't. There's gonna be a bloodbath, guys. We have the Mac and Pack combo with the Cho and the Jarvan, like last time, and then we also have the Vladimir. This is deja vu from last week's game, and I can't wait to see more of it.
Yeah, you said it's gonna be a bloodbath, both figuratively and literally, because there's gonna be a lot of pools of blood because Vladimir's in the game. That's one of his abilities. But I do see like a little bit of intrigue on what's going to come out, because I really want to see Empire Gaming pick that jungler in the 4th spot to leave support for counterpick, because right now we have both top laners, both mid laners, Verge jungle, and Verge ADC. So they're going to throw some bans down in the bot lane, taking out the MF, and we'll have to see what else they want to throw away. Do they go for another lane dominant champion, or something that can scale equal to like Ezreal, like maybe Vayne, now that they have a TK there? I don't know how good Vayne would be, especially with a Corki in the thing, but Leona getting banned out for Verge. They want to get rid of some of that hard engage onto the back line.
Right. If I was Empire Gaming, I would honestly would look more for characters that will support your main two carries, which are Saya and Corki. Tahm Kench being a huge one. I would look for a jungler that is really good at ganking, really good at picking up kills and being mobile all around the place. On the other side, for the Verge Gods, we're missing an enchanter support, and we're missing a carry ADC. And would you look at that? That's what Chime and Kai are really good at. Kai doesn't need to go engage support because we have Jarvan, we have Vladimir, we have Cho'Gath. We got enough engage there. I'd say that Verge should ban a really fast jungler. Ooh, I read it,
Yeah,
man.
I
Nocturne,
think
really fast jungler.
Nocturne a really smart ban. He's a jungle champion that you don't really want to see a whole lot of, because especially he can just jump onto your backline with the ultimate and just shred him, mow him down. And if he's fed enough and he gets Axiom Arc, yeah, it got nerfed, but still, that ultimate's gonna be on a really short cooldown. And like, oh, they get 3 kills into the fight. They try and go for a play. The jungler is there. Oh, nope, nope, ultimate again, blown up. And on the other side, there's a Trundle, and that's really, really good into both the Jarvan and the Cho'Gath.
Right. Oh, this is what I've been waiting for, guys.
Oh,
The Kog'Maw chime with the Lulu. Bro,
oh no.
the throwback is crazy. Okay, so here's the thing. Here is the thing, guys. Kog'Maw Lulu is an insane duo that we saw at the very beginning of LAS, and now that it's back, it's going to be insane. The one thing that I am worried about is that Chime is going to have a little bit of trouble on the lane, especially against an auto support and a Trundle. Oh, okay.
Ooh, it's a
Yeah,
Galio.
Galio also works. Just
Donlito really leans
mhm,
towards this Galio, and it's a really good pick for him. Does provide a lot that magic damage shield, so that Vladimir, Cho'Gath, and Kog'Maw all will
mhm.
have a little bit less value, but there's just so much magic damage that I don't think it matters too much. If it's like, oh, he's getting jumped on by Jarvan and Vladimir, yeah, it might help him a little bit more than getting piled on by all of these AP damage threats. And I wouldn't I wouldn't mind seeing TK going Spear Visage second.
Right. So here's the thing. Right now, what I'm looking at is that the Empire Gaming is going a very team fight heavy focus play. They have two really good engages with three good engages with the Tom Kench, with the Corki package, with the Galio. But on the other hand, the Verge just has so much pressure. But before we keep talking about this, I just want to hear a second opinion. Technically, three more opinions from
Yeah.
our three casters today. So give a warm hello to SchneckyIRL, Rav, and also ScottieP. How you guys doing?
Amazing.
Waited all year for
Absolutely.
this.
And yeah, and look, we got so many good games ahead of us today. And these are two teams that have been working through the entire season and the very long one of the LAS. So there's so much to look forward to today, Rav.
I brought out the bow tie for this one. Not only that, I got a cat on the table, which is always good luck. And he's going to be doing my picks for me, okay? So whoever I pick against, it's not me, it's the cat.
Awesome. So Yumi can confirm Yumi is on the list for today. But I think it's time for us to go over our predictions for today and to see which we all think is going to come out with that extra banner you were talking about on the LAS website. I think we're going to start off with Rav. You can kind of give us some insight onto who your pick is and really more importantly, why.
Yeah, absolutely. And I went into this season not knowing which the strongest team was. I went into the season believing it was the Dire Wolves, but as we played through this season 3, it actually looked like the GT Sabers, who almost didn't drop a game, or like they didn't drop a game in preseason, they didn't drop a game in regular season. Their first loss was in playoffs. And I think they lost like one game or two games. So these were my initial favorites, but they're no longer present. So there's one constant, and there's one team that beat both of them, and that's Empire Gaming. They 2-0'd the Direwolves in their groups, very surprisingly. And they were able to beat GT Sabres here in the Grand Tournament semifinals. And yes, one of those games was a forfeit, but they beat their regular team for the other. So I'm going to go Empire Gaming, and I'm going to say 2-0.
All right, man. Well, look
Ooh.
it. I hate to hop on the bandwagon here, but I'm gonna have to hard agree with you on this one, Rab. And I think the two main points that really stick out to me is that Empire Gaming not only took out the first seed of the Legends division in the quarterfinals, going heads up versus RAR, they also took out the winners in their own division, which was GT Sabres. But you mentioned something very interesting, Rav, and it was the fact that during the semis last week, so there's a bit of a questioning here as to whether that win was well deserved, and they've proven it that they can take out these division champions. So I'm gonna say yes.
All right, well, I'm going to pump the brakes here because I'm looking at the team comps. I'm looking at the pedigree of both of these teams coming in. Yes, Empire, they had a good draft. They picked a great front line. They have some great engages. But looking at the counter engages on the other team, looking at the draft strategies coming out from Verge, they had exact target bands. They knew what the other team was going to go after, what the comfort picks were, and they put everything on the line to block that strategy. They've got a good layout. They beat Cashed Out, who turned around and beat Empire. I'm going to go with the man that beat the man. I got Verge Gods.
Yeah, I would have to agree with Scotty and Rav. I don't think you want to have that jersey up because you're flying the other colors. You don't want that Verge jersey up there. If you're rooting for Empire Gaming, I'm gonna go with the Verge Gods. I do think that Empire Gaming is a well-deserved finalist, but at the same time, the gods have just gone stronger and stronger and stronger. They barely lost in the finals against Direwolves. They were able to make it out of their group. Yes, it was 3-1, but the Empire did the same thing. And I do think that the gods are a lot stronger than what we saw in the regular season. So I think that the gods are going to take this, but I don't think it's going to be clean 2-0. I do think it's going to be 2-1.
I guess it has come down to the tiebreaker. And I will be honest with you guys. At the very beginning of the playoffs, I was very worried about the Verge's performance. If you guys saw my pick'ems, I didn't even think that they were going to do that good. Now, here's the thing. My team has over exceeded my expectations. Their teamwork is almost impeccable. There is a reason why I have always loved the Verge Gods, and I think that they will prove it one more time on the Rift today. I think the Verge Gods are gonna make it, and not only they're gonna make it, they're gonna crush the competition
Ooh.
today. I think Chime and Kai have been amazing. I have pure faith in them, especially with these picks that they've gotten, and hopefully the next picks that they will get. I believe that Burger has pulled his weight. He is cleaner than ever. And of course, we have the duo, the stars of the team, in my opinion, the Mac and Pack podcast, and they will be able to bring the banner home.
I will say, I think this is the only game we're going to see
Absolutely.
Vladimir on the table. I think it's going to get permabanned after this if Verge end up winning it.
Well, we do got a lot of amazing and strong opinions here, but it looks like the consensus is 3-2 from the casters and analysts for Verge Gods. But on that note, we are going to say goodbye to our two analysts. Thank you again, Stripes and Kunbosser, for the excellent insight. I think with that being said, it does look like and appear that our two teams are now getting ready to go on to the Rift here. So let's go ahead and put all that talk behind us and let's get to the game.
Adi, what are we gonna see here? What are we gonna see? Are we gonna see top lane? Are we gonna see bot lane? Are we gonna see fun time? Yeah, all the time. All right, this is League Amateur Series, Season 3, Grand Tournament, Finals. The Verge versus Empire, and well, we're back here, but we still got a lot to talk about, and there's a lot of power picks that were, especially when I look on the Verge side, I see some champions there that they're very comfortable with. So we're gonna see how these lane matchups work out, but I see a lot of comfort on the Verge's side.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the top three, Cho'Gath, Jarvan, Vladimir, that was basically mirror image of what they picked in game one against Cashed Out. So those are some champions. They know how to play. They're very comfortable with what the game plan's going to be. I mean, if you look at the last 5 games on stream, the All-Star game, the last two last week, Verge Gods against Cashed Out, and then our quarterfinal matchup that we had, the top laners that were victorious, Cho'Gath, Mundo, Mundo, Cho'Gath, Mundo. I mean, that has literally been
all the
it.
chunky boys.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the Tom Kench
And
certainly
then
not
look,
a
to add
bad
on to
pick
that,
either.
Scotty, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, the Mundo's
Yeah, and to
definitely
add on to
not a
that, man,
bad pick
I
either.
think, look, I can't tell if I'm spectrum diffed. I might be having internet issues, but go ahead, carry on.
Yeah, to say the Tom Kench certainly not a bad pick either. On the side of Empire, they're picking a tough lane for Chime with the Kog'Maw, but I don't think that Chime is going to be too worried about that. I think he's just going to play safe and farm. And we saw in those games last week, Chime very unselfish, didn't get fed, didn't get a bunch of kills until the very end, but was very contributing, put in a lot of damage, and you had that wonderful play towards the end of one of those games where it put down the traps and didn't go for the kill on Rikiko, but just laid down the traps, made sure that he got rooted, did not have a chance to steal that Soul Dragon away. So it's very unselfish, very IQ player, and it looks like, speaking of IQ, Time's got everything working. Looks like we are ready to go down to the Rift.
Oh, yeah, and here we go. We're going to hope my Spectrum can carry on for a little while here, but we are going to get ready for game number 1 of the best of 3 series, the League Amateur Series Grand Finals. Again, we have the Verge Gods versus Empire Gaming.
And both teams are going for full spectrum dominance, just like you're attempting to do to get all your spectrums going. And well, there's when I tell you when I'm looking at this team, guys, I'm looking about these very safe bot lanes. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of action here in bot. If you're ganking a bot lane, you really don't want to see either of those two lanes. Like, yes, I mean, if you can get onto the Kog'Maw Lulu, it's great. But if you're not able to get in from a flank or you're not able to close that distance, then Lulu's just able to either speed up the Kog'Maw to get away, polymorph whoever's coming in, or if they get too close, just go ahead and ult Kog'Maw, boom, gank's done, and you already know where the jungler is. So that's what I'm looking in, as well as the both tanks top lane. So they have very, very similar teams between the two of them, almost mirror images.
Yeah, certainly they do. I would expect the X factor here is going to come from the mid lane. Despite the nerfs Predator, we do still see Predator taken on Burger King. Is really going to be looking to push the envelope to get around the map and make those plays. And we do see the Ignite as well, so going to be trying to go a little bit aggressive early. But on the other side, Hot Asian Grill with the first strike. First strike Quirky's been very big as of late. You grind out that extra gold. Maybe you don't get the kills. You can still get good gold with abusing, especially with the big rockets. As soon as first strike comes off cooldown, just grind that gold away.
Well, and it's really interesting, too, because you get to see what their thought process really is and what they're taking here. You have the Predator on Burger King signaling he wants to play for some of those early game plays, looking for the rotations, whereas Hot Asian Girl, you not only have the Cole, you have the teleport, meaning, hey, I'm going to back off from now. I'll probably also get a Tear of the Goddess. I'm playing for late game.
But I'm also looking at it with the Predator here in Vladimir, a very popular mid lane choice, but this is 11.24, so Predator has been nerfed slightly in this patch, so a little bit less movement speed, a little bit less duration, but yet Burger King still picking it, so still feeling comfortable being able to get that mobility and being able to affect the side lanes a little bit more with this ability.
Yeah, and going back to what we said earlier, we're still seeing very safe play out of the bot lane. You did see Empire did hit level 2 first, but only about a couple CS difference, but we do have a potential gank on the bot side.
Oh, yeah, right when you say save play, Trash Man comes in, but a nice taunt will find a little bit of damage onto Chime. He's very low. The exhaust comes out, but a little bit too late. Chime finds the exit, and unfortunately, the Trash Man combination is not successful.
Yeah, and we do see, it looks like both supports using their exhaust, but no flashes burned. So that does take Chime low, but Chime with the Kog'Maw, just going to play safe under towers. I think more than happy, especially with Kite, to drop those shields. Should have no problem just farming up safe. presuming that they can get up to the wave, though, because that wave is in a tricky spot, but now it's going to crash.
I'm very interested what Empire Gaming did just there in that first play. The jungler Trashman did a 3-clamp clear and then went immediately bot lane, did the gank, wasn't successful with the gank, but then immediately backed. Now, normally when you do that type of play, you have like Predator, where you're able to buy your boots immediately after those first 3 camps. But here we're seeing lethal tempo being started on the Trundle. He just wanted to get that early pressure for his bot lane. And it's like Trundle, he's not even the best early ganker either. So they sacrificed a lot of tempo, a lot of information to get that early pressure for their bot lane. So I wonder if it's going to pay off. We're going to have to see.
Yeah, and look, it's super interesting that we see that style of gameplay still coming from Trashman when we've seen such a heavy focus back in the draft. When you not only have the Xin ban, you also have his other Viego ban there, and the J4 immediately taken from Pack. They're looking to really cripple that early game, and who knows if that was a more comfortable and a little bit better early game champion for Trashman. That might have been a lot more successful, but unfortunately, you still have both flashes on the AD carries, or on the bottom lane, and the heal as well on the AD carry, but you're going to see a little bit of funkiness in the top lane. Trashman does not want to wait till the mid-game. He goes forward, but Macklin does burn the flash. But a nice stun from Broken Legend, looking for a little bit more damage under the turret here. Can he make it? He's looking to run away, but it's Trashman who walks out with the first blood for Empire Gaming.
And this is what we did see in the last week's series. Macklin on the Cho'Gath, tanks, you do struggle early. If you get those early ganks, you are going to soak a couple of deaths. Did burn the flash, is going to use the teleport here to get back to lane. So is going to have to burn some resources, going to be at a disadvantage for a little while longer. But I think if he plays safe, if he farms up, in the meantime, Verge Gods, they're going to get their reward at the other side of the map. This Hextech Dragon going to go down, nobody there to contest.
Guys, I got a confession to make. I have a bias, okay? You may or may not know, but I'm a jungler, okay? So I like to look at these jungle movements going on, and here we had already saw Trashman gank twice as Trundle. Again, not an early game ganker, and he's ganking twice before the 5th 5-minute mark for his top lane there on the second gank. And of course, that opens up the room for Pack to be able to go ahead and get a free dragon there. But I'm really, really curious about the hyper aggression here from traditionally a jungler that you want to see get levels, get a few items, that's looking to skirmish, is not necessarily looking to do those early ganks to get your team ahead. So super interesting for me.
Yeah, and I think a little bit to do with it is really looking at the late game potential of not only Burger King, but Chime as well, with the Lulu combo that Kite is bringing. Sure, in theory, Empire Gaming should have a bit better of an later game, especially considering you're playing late game Corki, you're taking the TP, and you're playing really Galio in the bottom lane, who you want to be able to rotate later on. But man, I gotta tell you, the squad that Verge drafted here is deadly in the late game.
Absolutely, and I like the play from Pack. That nothing really has looked gankable. Everything's been kind of back and forth. He's been playing safe. He's playing for the levels. He wants to get that 6 because Cataclysm is a very good counter-engaged tool, and he's going to want that as early as possible when we get into those team fights. But Trashman tried to make something happen top. We'll see if Mac walks into it, as he stopped back a time or two now.
He's almost priced in here, and top, he stopped his back. He's already been up there about 40 seconds. It's a lot of wasted time here from Trashman.
Okay, well, in the bottom, they're not wasting any. Chime with the exhaust on him. He'll will end up coming out. Again, we do have the flashes being held. They're just not using their abilities here, but Macklin no longer has his flash. A good rupture will buy some time, but Legend looking to try to go for the kill, but he just gets stuck on the Trundle pillar. It's a bit of a reverse crowd control that's happening there.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate placement on the pillar, just a little bit pushing Macklin further down the river. Gets a little bit of a free escape there, which is good because doesn't have flash still for another couple of minutes yet.
Guys, I'm groaning there. Trashman waited all that time up there, and it just did not work out the way he wanted, and he had a really good start to this game, lost a little bit of that tempo that he helped build for his team, going up to the top lane a second time in this early juncture. He's going to head back down towards his bot side and lick his wounds and maybe start farming up until 6 to start fighting with his team.
And you know, I was wondering why Combustor just had his pocket watch in his hand throughout the earlier phase. He was counting how many seconds he foresaw Trash Man in that top lane bush. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah, this is a bit of a odd phase for Trashman. You know, as we said, used to the very, very aggressive early picks, the Viego, the Xin, and we saw that the last time we saw him on stream, got very, very ahead early and was very strong, but then the other team, the opposing team in that match, was able to get a couple of good shutdowns and just really wasn't effective after that. It'll be interesting to see the different paradigm here with the Trundle, who's doing some good counter jungle. It looks like took Pack's Raptors away and is moving back into the river.
Is what I'm noticing is glaring out in front of my screen is look at the massive CS difference that Macklin has here in the top lane. He's already been ganked twice. He's already been killed, but he's got a 20 CS lead on Broken Legend. What's going on here, guys? What am I missing?
well, look, I'm a firm believer the later the game goes on and the tankier that both of those beefy boys get in the top lane, they're going to do more damage anyway. So, although that is a big lead, I think both of their jobs still are probably going to be able to be fulfilled here. What's interesting, though, is we now have another gank here. Pack has the ulti, and Hot Agent cannot even respond. And Burger King takes their first kill for the Verge Gods.
With some big bursts. We do see the skirmishing going back and forth. And to answer your point from earlier, I think Macklin, as the Cho, has a little bit stronger wave clear, but the damage coming through has not been able to do much to Broken Legend. Gets forced to flash out and then stunned under his own tower. So Broken doesn't get the kill, but a ton of damage being put onto Macklin. I mean, with that assist going onto the side of the Tom Kench, despite the CS difference, that's still pretty well an even lane, but look at the bot lane.
Oh yeah, beautiful taunt too from Don Lino, and Trashman takes out Chime. Now Kite is looking to go to his tier 1 turret. Can he make it? Ults on himself. Trashman falls short. Kite picks up the revenge kill onto the enemy jungle.
That is a cagey play from Kite, recognizing that Trashman draws the turret aggro. You use the ult, give yourself the extra health, the extra shield, buying the time, and you saw that last turret shot just waving its way down into the jungle to do that last bit of damage.
Oh, this is really dangerous now. 2 rotations. The ulti does go out, and Architect takes out Kite. Now Verge Pack, remember, no ulti, no flash, trying to barely survive, but the feathers will fly. A double kill for Architect as Burger King there in time. Chime is able to reset it now, going to be back into the lane, but the flash from Don Lino allows him to escape, but Burger King is still looking, and he shall find. It is going to be another kill. Teleport now going to be coming from the top lane, but it is going to be countered with the Cho'Gath Rupture. Trashman takes down Chime, and now it's Burger King who's all alone in this lonely world, but all he needs is himself to take out Architect, but he's still running. But I gotta tell you, he runs in the wrong direction, and that's a lot of chaos in the bottom lane.
That comes down to... sorry, you had something, Rav?
Yeah, one of the things is as a young person, I wish I had was a mentor, right? You know, a strong, wise person to look up to when you're a young person to emulate. And I'm thinking now, I missed it. It's Trashman. He's doing excellent this game.
Oh man, you may have caster cursed it. Oh, he's just gonna be going down, and now it's Pack looking to still secure the Drake. Hot Asian Girl trying to get it, but it is gonna be secured for the Verge Gods. Also taking 2 kills from Empire.
Schnecky, it was that bot lane play. It went so well for them. I was setting it up.
Caster curse,
Dragon
man.
play happened, and I went and bungled it.
Well, it's just kind of the back and forth, the resources that were invested. You had the teleport from Broken Legend, you had the roam down from Hot Asian. You know, they did a good job with the fight, but I think they overstayed a little bit trying to take the dragon because that let the respawns come through. Macklin commits his teleport, comes through. Even though the smite didn't do enough damage from Pack, the chomp comes through. They turn the fight, they got the dragon, and so we've got ourselves an Ocean Soul that we're building to, and Verge Gods are 2 dragons up.
Oh, not only are there 2 dragons up, we are looking at what we feared looking into this draft here when Burger King has 3 kills already. We see what it did last week versus Cashed Out Gaming. Now we have Pack looking to make his rotation to the bottom lane. Architect trying to find some damage before he gets here. Chime very low, but not low enough for Architect to take the kill, and Chime finishes off the enemy Xayah, and Don Lino just is all alone, and Pack helps out again, and that's going to be 8 kills on the board for the Verge Gods.
Once again, this is Pack doing a great job of sharing the wealth. He's been mid, got a good kill onto the Corki for Burger King, and now he's made some great plays bottom, and Hot Asian Grill in some trouble. It's gonna get bursted down, maybe. Barely gets out.
Oh, as much as I want to take a look at this replay in the bottom lane that happened a couple of seconds ago, there's just way too much action. Macklin trying to take out Shally, but immediately the Broken Legend comes down to say hello, how are you, goodbye. And Macklin falls. Rift Herald goes to TEG, but I think we do have that replay from the bottom coming up here shortly.
This is one of the bot lane advantages.
This is really dangerous now. Two
minute or two
rotations.
ago.
The ulti does go out. An Architect
Kite going down immediately. Pack's in a lot of trouble at this point. With the finish and double kill here from Architect, Don Lee's going to try to channel to try to get the knock up onto Burger King, but he's just too low at this point, and there's no way he's going to be able to get out. And that gives an ever so important kill, 2 kills over to Vladimir. 2-0. Oh, and Burger King, well, you know, he was 2-0, and yeah, not going to be able to be 0 deaths after that.
And immediately we do have another bit of a scuffle here. Hot Asian Girl, a little bit too deep. Flash will allow them to escape. Burger King's still here. Hemoplague not available from earlier on. It's still enough damage to be able to take out Hot Asian. Oh, and now Broken Legend just looks like a fried catfish. And it's another 2 kills over the Verge.
Yeah, and this is really these last couple fights, what we saw in the replay and what we saw live, both a testament, you know, despite the fact that Vladimir doesn't build tanky, the capabilities of Burger King on the Vladimir to survive a lot of the damage that Empire is bringing down. And so they turned that fight. Empire did drop top tower using Shally, but then Pack rotated across and they turned that fight. 10 kills to 7, gold dead even despite losing the tower, and they've got 2 dragons to their credit as Ocean about 90 seconds away.
Guys, I'm tingling right now. This game is all that we hoped for a grand tournament season 3 finals here at the LAS, and really the only difference between these two teams at the moment is the 2 early dragons from the Verge gods. And like I said, guys, he got that second dragon around the 12-minute mark, so a real early possible dragon soul coming up as Macklin is getting a whole lot of attention.
Yeah, I mean, the enemies both have their flashes still, but immediately here comes Pack. Ulti comes out fast. Broken Legend's able to stop him for now. Get the escape for Trash Man, and now Pack did successfully get Mac on out, but he's not done yet. He does want a little bit more. The cavalry is slowly coming as Burger King walking his way down to the top lane. They might not be able to find salvation out of the top tier 1 turret. Trash Man too low, and Burger King takes him out, but he still wants more. Broken Legend trying to best to stay alive, but he cannot for... Okay, he does. He gets a kill. He's looking for the double, and he will end up doing it, and Macklin does get the secondary reward of at least getting the top tier 1 turret.
Yeah, but at what cost? Because Broken Legend just got a double kill with a shutdown to boot. Actually, I think a couple of shutdowns, because, you know, Pack did a good job of soaking tower, but stayed just a little bit too long. And once the tower turned its attention onto Burger King, you can only pull away from so much damage. And that is some good gold in the pockets of Empire. Again, keeping things very even, despite the fact they do lose that tower and mid-tier 1 getting very low.
Guys, when you look at these teams, do you see a sizable scaling advantage for either one of them?
Yeah, technically, it goes to Cho'Gath here, man. He's just going to keep on growing bigger and bigger.
Just pounding those Big Macs and just keeps growing? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, look, they also have 2 dragons, and they are going to be looking to contest this one. They do have a control ward there. Unfortunately, that is not going to be the contest for them. Empire will secure it now. Hot Asian Girl gets out safely.
Yeah,
that was a super important dragon there, just being able to stop the soul from the Verge from at least being able to come out at like the 23-24 minute mark. That means it's going to be at least until later on into the game before they're able to get that massive buff. So Empire being able to extend this game a little bit longer, even though I wouldn't say they would have the scaling advantage. I'm pretty sure it would be towards the Verge, but oh, here we have a big advantage from Trash Man. He's going to dive.
Yeah. They're making it 3 for 3, though. A lot of teleports now coming, but a lot of action already going to be happening. Your Kite super low. Shutdown already being taken. Chime's no longer going to be into the fight. Macklin trying his best. He's doing a lot of the damage. Don Lino is no longer. Trashman looking to get some bittersweet revenge, picking up the double kill. Kite now looking to run away, but Pack is here to play savior. Takes out Trashman. Architect now. One flag and drag away. Pack takes him out. Broken Legend now. Tanky as ever. Looking to 1v2. Takes out Kite. And now it's Pack who's looking for the escape.
Yeah, and these cataclysms by Pack have been amazing in this game. Turning that fight, making sure that they go, no worse than even. Broken Legend's been doing some wonderful heavy lifting as well, but those cataclysms have been well timed, has been bailing out a lot of his Verge Gods teammates.
And I'm just hearing that we have a replay on the top side that's just about to come up, and we're seeing the dive. Now, this looked good initially for the Verge. They had a 3-on-2 dive, initially picking up the kill onto Trashman. And I say initially because that's not where it lands. With the EQ missing, Broken Legend, with the help of the turrets, able to get a quick double kill here. Yes, Macklin goes ahead and trades the tier 1 for the 2v2, but we're having Broken Legend with 4 kills now. It's getting really started.
Oh, yeah, and Burger King doing a lot of damage to Architect. He still has the flash. He is able to get out, but he's still looking for some more damage. Hemo Plague will proc onto Don Lino. Likely going to force the recall, meaning Architect has to play solo tower defense here in the mid lane.
Yeah, and I don't think it's going to work as you're bringing 3, and now it's Architect going to be dead.
Oh,
This
man.
sets the Cataclysm down. But now Pack in trouble as well.
Yeah, I mean, Trashman looked to try to save a little bit of that mid lane fight, but it's going to be 2 kills and a tower. And look, there's literally 5 men from Verge.
And Trashman needed some sort of bridge or something to hide under there. That pillar wasn't going to be enough. And he gets taken out, and this is going to be a movement towards the Baron. I don't think that they're going to rush a 20-minute Baron here, but they are up 2 people at 5-on-3. And, well, they're going to go for it. This is finals. They're not going to leave it for a late-game team fight to go against their way. They're going to go ahead and try for this Baron and try to take a sizable advantage on Empire Gaming.
And with the spawn timer staggered, they should have a temporary numbers advantage, but they're just going to take the Baron and they're going to walk away.
Yeah, we slowly seen Empire Gaming looking to weasel their way into the pit, but there's just so much damage coming out right now out of the Kog'Maw Lulu. Just insane. But again, we are going to go ahead and recall to a time a little while ago where we did see that big fight in the bottom lane where there was just so much action here.
Here, we just have it paused at the moment. We have Chime and Kite pushing up, and Trashman starts the play with a great pillar, but Chime gets the very quick ultimate to help keep him alive as long as possible, and it's just not able to do just quite enough damage. He's going to go down to Trashman, but even though Macklin keeps hitting these excellent ruptures, he hit 2 double mans up at the top. Here, another 2-man rupture, but it's not going to be enough, and Pack makes an excellent play, going in with the EQ into the Cataclysm, then flashing out of his Cataclysm to throw the spear and get that final kill.
And I feel like there's another, okay, I felt it right, man. Immediately another fight. Macklin, we seen take out Grill here. He is going to soak up the Lulu ultimate now. Trashman has half to flash away. Broken Legend looking to absorb some of the damage here, but the Lulu Whimsy is able to stop him in his tracks. Back to the tier 1 they go, but the tier 1's very low here. We might see a bit of a dive now. Pack going to be going forward. Don Lino trying to get a little bit of time here for the AD carry to be able to get out of the fight as Architect going to be kiting backwards. Chime still looking for more. The living artillery slowly dropping, but it's Don Lino now going to try to stop the fight, but Architect going to be going forward. Ultimate is out. Going to try to wait for the Blade Caller to be coming back here as it is on cooldown. There was no stun that can be used. And meanwhile, we just see so much in the mid lane being taken over by Burger King.
Burger King taking advantage of all those numbers being committed bot lane. Now just trying to shred the backside there. Don Lino taking low. A kill for Burger King. 1 into 3 still manages to get a kill for it.
All right, I feel like we needed literally 3 play-by-play casters for this specific game here. It just keeps on going to the point where even Macklin is out of mana, has no HP, but he's still there. And look at Mac, is able to take down everyone there. Even Kite wants a little bit of action there, but Trashman now.
And he's going to get cleaned up here in the back end.
We're going to try to get the kill, and he's able to take it with the ultimate down. And Trash Man, I think I Spectrum Diff there. You're okay.
Just a little bit there, buddy. It's all good. We're seeing a lot of Verge all over the map, and you were mentioning Burger King running right down that mid lane like he was hungry going through a drive-through and took down that turret and inhibitor right down mid. And yes, he went down, but not before taking a guy with him. So excellent game here from Burger King, and I gotta hand it to Stripes. He predicted that this Vladimir was going to be impactful, and it is so noticeable at this game. I really think there's going to be some different mid lane bans and picks. This is going to be a key focus for game 2. We're already seeing it here in game 1.
Yeah, we will not see that Vladimir again, but the one thing that we're seeing is Verge Gods. They're taking small advantages and they are turning them into big gains. You saw just 1 or 2 picks in each of these fights. They got the Baron, they got the Ocean Dragon, they got themselves the mid inhibitor for good measure. Just these little advantages, but they are taking them and turning them into big, big things. So we're about 24 minutes here. Verge Gods, they're at Soul Point. Baron buff, about 30 seconds expire, but they have an inhib down, and they have plenty of map pressure to look for more. It looks like they're trying to put down mid. They see Don Lino, could be in trouble. Nope, he's going to get out.
6,000 gold here as we're getting to the midpoint of the game. Third Dragon did go over to the Verge Gods. We do have an Ocean Soul on the map. That should be coming up around the 29-minute mark as the Verge is pushing into the base. Supers coming down the mid lane. They got all kinds of pressure, and they're looking how best to use it.
Yeah, the one thing that I haven't seen yet out of Verge Gods is the build. We haven't seen a lot of armor pen. Broken Legend has gotten very big and very tanky, but no armor pen yet. But they're just going to try to siege up on this bot side. They got 4 bot for Verge Gods.
Wow, yeah, this is getting really, really down to the nitty-gritty here, Scotty. One more successful team fight could be the end of game 1 for Empire. We're going to see them maybe make a call here. Remember, they're just looking to defend that tier 3 turret. They need the inhibitor alive as the mid one is no long, but it seems like Verge just keep pushing forward.
Indeed they do. There's Empire stuck inside their own base. Do have waves just outside the area for now. But as the minions come in, it's just going to take a few more hits and that bot tower is going to be in trouble. You see Burger King flipping around that mid side, but now we got to fight.
Yeah, we have the taunt coming out now, but immediately ulti comes out from Pack, looking to go further. Burger King now finds his way to Architect. He needs to stay alive for now. Remember, the ulti will come out from Don Lino, but Pack wants to go further. Don Lino making sure he keeps his valuable AD carry alive, but it looks like they reached it, and now they're all going down. A double kill goes over to Chime. Asian Girl forced to go back to their base, but there is no fountain that is saving you from this one, and it is Verge Gods taking down Empire Gaming in game number 1.